Join us on Geek Blood, the show you can't ignore. Ray and Kevin diving deep into all things galore. Comic book, movie, sci-fi, and action thrill. Reviewing new TV shows, we keep it real, real. Reminiscing the attitude era, wrestling at its peak. Nostalgia from the 80s and 90s, memories we seek. Pineapples for our rings, a unique touch. Geek culture in our blood, we love it so much. Geek Blood forever, we love it so much. Geek Blood, where we talk about it all, from superheroes to wrestlers. We stand tall, Ray and Kevin, the dynamic duo in sight. Geek Blood, shining bright, shining bright. Did you hear about Pluto? That's messed up, right? Geek Blood, taking you on a nostalgia flight. From movies to TV, we cover it all. Join us every week, we'll have a ball. Shuffle.
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening, Raymond?
Not much. Not a lot to talk about this week. We talked about a lot last week.
Did we really talk about a lot?
Well, hour and 40 minutes later, yes.
Yeah.
This week we did have a great premiere we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
Some breaking news happened in the last hour,
as I was at the
which we're going to get
channel.
into.
Yes.
We'll get into it right now. Dexter Resurrection, episode 8. The Kill Room Where It Happens. All about Hamilton. Just kidding.
I was going to say, I'm watching that at like 2 a.m. this morning. I'm like, Ray's going to love this. I'm like half asleep. I rewatched it this morning because, yeah. But,
great episode. Dexter is in New York City. He's got one more of these serial killers that he's on the hunt for, Al, played by Eric Stonestreet from Modern Family. Left on his kill list and still on his kill list because he escaped town back to the Midwest somewhere.
Love this.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you saw the preview for next week, but somebody gets put on the table inside of the vault, so to speak.
Okay.
So I don't know if he finds out he's the Bay Harbor Butcher or what. I don't know if he kidnaps Al and brings him back, but either that or they're saving him for season 2. But yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
And,
because he throws his phone out of the car. I'm guessing that they found out who Dexter is. That's why we're getting into the end what happens, but I have a feeling they know what's going on now.
Yep.
Batista on the hunt. He gets so close to finding Dexter kill somebody, and somebody he tries to kill is Vinny, aka Big Pussy from The Sopranos. Or no, is it Big Big Pussy from The Sopranos. Yep. But he's trying to fit him into the code, the quote unquote code.
He's like reasoning with himself to get him into it. He's like, well,
right.
You know, these people got put out on the streets. His dad's like, it's just, you're reaching, buddy. You're reaching.
You're reaching, yeah. But he does get him on the table, but he ends up just scaring the shit out of him because Batista hunts him down by tracking him into this little salon nail place. And he's got the kill room all set up with all the tarps and everything. Batista tracks him there, and he hears him just at the last minute. Dexter hears him come in, and he lets Vinny loose. And Vinny runs over Batista as he's trying to escape, saying, "The guy's trying to kill me. Get me the fuck out of here." And Batista thinks he's caught him in the act, red-handed. Except there's really no evidence besides the illegal wiring that he put into his car with the illegal tracking that he put in his car with the AirPods. We'll get into that probably next episode.
The conversation with the cop, though, where she's like, so you put tracking device on him, so you have a warrant. And he's like, well, not really. I put AirPods in his car, so you broke into his car. No, I didn't really break into his car. He gave me a ride home. Well, it's a long story. Like,
yes.
Okay, buddy.
Batista has been great this season.
Yep. And we got Quinn.
And we got Quinn this episode. He gets a call from the NYPD trying to figure out why is Batista in New York City trying to figure out the Bay Harbor butcher. And Quinn's like, what's going on? And yeah, the NYPD now knows that Batista's kind of mixed into something he shouldn't be. Maybe they're kind of like looking at him like, wait a minute, why is he doing all this? And Batista at one point, Batista says, "What, do you think I did this?"
Yeah,
he's kind of backing himself in a corner here. But
it's true. Like if you're a cop, like it's like, well, there's no evidence. You didn't see him. Like we know you're kind of a psychopath over this case.
Mm-hmm. In the very last scene, Dexter and Harrison go to dinner. The whole reason he kidnapped Vinny, put him on the table, is because Vinny was the landlord of Harrison's kind of not love interest, but she reminds me a lot of Deb. I thought she was.
Yes.
She looks like a younger Deb.
Interest, but clearly in the last 2 episodes, they cleared that up, and now he's got a new love interest.
But she works at the hotel with Harrison, and her landlord was a dick. That's who Vinny is. And Dexter is supposed to scare him, like scared straight. However, it looked like he was about to murder him.
Yep.
But as Harrison and Dexter are having dinner, in walks in the dink, Prater, finds out that Red has a son. And that's where the episode leaves off.
And
like we mentioned before,
to Charlize Theron, though, who has a smile on her face. So obviously, I'm pretty sure he, like you said, they figured him out, or something's up.
I think they set him up. And I don't know if Al actually left the city. I'm wondering if he's all part of Prater's plan as well. Because the way he threw his phone out of the car and he left Hamilton early, there's something going on here more than what we know. And the other thing that happened in this episode we haven't talked about is his landlord, which is the big theory of this New York City murderer.
The Ripper.
The Ripper, the one that we thought it could be, we talked about, I think, on the pod, was Trinity's son. That has since been kind of debunked because supposedly
he would have been killing
NYBT. Right. The NYC detective has been there for more than 20 years.
Right.
And this kid's probably in his 30s, so he would have been 10 if he was killing in New York City.
Yeah.
So that's probably not the case. But the other theory going around is the landlord, Dexter's landlord. Something with him. And the theory could be that he may be the killer. The other one, what's the other one I saw today? The other one I saw today that somebody brought up was, how great of a twist would it be if the detective is the one that's doing the killing?
I've heard that theory since the first episode about the detective. Okay. I just thought it was too dumb and too I don't know, on the nose, I guess. I don't know.
Too late season Dexter to be doing that shit.
Yeah,
we've got a series that's been tackling the beginning series of Dexter has been doing great with the nostalgia part of it.
I don't think we'll get to that part until the second season. Like, I still think they haven't even casted him yet. So the New York Ripper. So
maybe setting up a season 2. Speaking of that, Dexter Original Sin has been canceled today. After one season, surprisingly, because it was announced for a renewal back in April. And they have, because of the Skydance merger with Paramount, today they decided that they don't want to deal with the origin stuff anymore.
Yep.
They want to deal with the Michael C. Hall stuff because Dexter Resurrection is just doing better. Number one, rating wise. Number 2, Rotten Tomatoes scores like 93%. So everybody's loving this.
Do you follow Scott Reynolds on Twitter?
No, I don't think so. Who's
that? He's like the main writer for the show. He was the showrunner for Jessica Jones, or co-showrunner. Okay. He had something to do with Jessica Jones also, but he was also the main writer for Original Sin. He shows a lot of like back back to like behind the door type stuff at like 3 days after the episode airs. I suggest you follow him. He's a good follow, especially for Dexter. Being in Dexter Twitter has been a lot of fun. Way more fun than comic book Twitter. Way more fun than comic book Twitter. But yeah, this show is incredible. It's hitting on all cylinders. The penultimate episode, much like Game of Thrones, is usually a very good one. And
Yes,
so next week we're
we'll
probably in for a treat.
Yeah, next week we're going to get some sort of a reveal. Whether it be what's going on with Prater, whether it be we find out who this Ripper, this New York Ripper is, we don't know. We're going to get some sort of a reveal, setting up the finale in a couple weeks.
I could easily see Charlize Theron's character having found out that they're investigating Dexter somehow, because she seems to get all the dirt on everyone. And that becoming...
You mean Uma?
Oh, yeah,
Uma Thurman, not Charlize.
Uma Thurman,
Very easy to confuse them because they do kind of look the same.
They're from the same era of movies from us.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The other thing that came in this article about Origins being canceled is the writer's room is preparing, quote unquote, for season 2. No guarantee for a season 2, but they are preparing. Yeah, I cannot wait. Great show. 2 more episodes left, and we'll talk about them in the coming weeks. Alien Earth, episode 3. Great show. Found out this week that Kyle Chandler's daughter is the lead of the show. I had no idea until I saw a picture come up on I believe I may have this here. See if it even shows up, because I'm kind of sick of the slides this week. Yeah, right there. Kyle Chandler's daughter. Other than that, the show has been great. I love the connection to Peter Pan. I mentioned that last week. I guess the writer of this show took the Peter Pan book, which is a lot darker than Disney, a lot darker than any Peter Pan that's been on screen. And he kind of took that story and he adapted it into the series, which is kind of a crazy thing to do. But I've heard a lot about that this week. It'd be interesting to see where this plays out, because the kid who plays Boy, his name is Boy. He's the one that runs the whole, he's like the rich kid that runs everything. That's Peter Pan. Boy.
Yep.
That Boy, why are you crying? I'm wondering who is playing Captain Hook in this. Would that be the Xenomorph? Would that be the alien? Like where is this? How far does this go?
I feel like the alien would be the crocodile. Wouldn't that be the alien?
Right. That would make more sense. However, there's a lot of different alien species that are killing too. So who knows? There's so weird that Peter Pan out of everything is what adapted this show. But the show's been great. The storytelling has been great. And I don't know how many episodes there are, 7 or 8 probably.
Only on a spot like Twitter will you find people having an issue with this series or a series like this.
we're gonna get into that right now with Peacemaker season 2. Number 1, great fucking episode. Great show.
I enjoyed this episode more than any episode of season 1, and I love season 1.
Yeah.
Which I also recently rewatched to get ready for
I did
season.
too. Yeah. It's been 3 years since the first season aired, so there's a lot. Plus,
in general,
everything's Superman.
I think the writing has just been better with this one episode than it was all the first season.
Yeah, this one written and directed by James Gunn, and he had a lot to tell in this story because he had to retcon some of the stuff that happened in the DCEU back in the first season, including the big Justice League reveal, which. That's the spoiler that I found out about 2 weeks ago. This had been spoiled when the screeners went out. I found out that they retconned that whole entire thing. First of all, every episode is going to begin with a previously in the DCU. And what that's going to do is anything that happened in that episode that has mentions of DCEU characters, like this episode, when he's running out of the hospital in the beginning, that's the first time the big, huge dialogue where he mentions that Aquaman fucks fish, which is hilarious. But Aquaman's not part of this universe, so they had to change it to Green Lantern has a puke fetish.
Yes.
Guy Gardner has a puke fetish. So that's the first time. And then the next scene, they retconned the ending with the Justice League. And instead of it being the Justice League, you already have kind of a group together. They bring in the Justice Gang. He reshot the whole entire thing. With stand-ins, including Supergirl, mind you, and Superman, and Mr. Terrific. But the only ones shown on screen, like The Flash and Aquaman were in season 1, were Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl.
Mhm.
And they're in this episode as well, trying to recruit superheroes for the Justice Gang.
Yep.
Get into the episode a little bit. This episode has one of the most gruesome orgies I've ever seen on screen. When Economos is told to go do reconnaissance in the orgy, and he's looking through the windows, and the face that he makes when he's watching the orgy is one of the best things I've seen in this show ever. There's a mention of Arkham Asylum and escapes happening of metahumans escaping Arkham and Bell Reeve.
Yep.
Multi-dimensional. This whole show now is tackling the multiverse. And this pocket universe that was in the first season, that was in the house of I can't remember his name, but Peacemaker's father, played by Robert Patrick, was in a closet in his house, his pocket dimension, is opened up to a more wider multiversal pocket dimension that's opening up to 99 different universes. Yep. That's what James Gunn revealed today, or during the podcast today that came out. And in one of these doors in this pocket universe is another dimension where Peacemaker, his father, and his brother Keith is still alive, and they're all older, and they all are a superhero team called the Top Trio. Not comic book canon, something that James Gunn created. But his father is the White Dragon? Is that the name of the
White Dragon? Yep.
Yeah, and brother Keith, and they all team up together as a superhero group, as far as we know. And they have accolades. They live in this big, huge mansion. Father's not as racist, still has some tendencies, but definitely you can tell money has made him a better man.
Keith is played by the guy from Rebel Ridge, also from Brightburn, and
also Roy from The Office. And when I saw that,
yes.
When I saw that, I was like, "Holy shit! Great casting!" And then, like you said, he was in Brightburn.
I'm pretty sure that's why he's been in a bunch of James Gunn stuff, because obviously he was married to, is her name Jenny Fisher?
Pam? Yeah, Jenna Fisher. He was married, Pam from The Office.
So I'm sure they became friends that way. But people on Twitter, of course, were like, "Oh yeah, look at James Gunn casting his ex-wife's fictional boyfriend from a TV show." I'm like, oh my Jesus Christ, get Snyder's dick out of your mouth. What? Like, they're obviously friends. He's still friends with Jenny Fisher. Like, they have a great relationship between, and it's just people they're looking for something to reach to grab, I guess. I don't know.
Yep. And imps are mentioned. He doesn't mention it. He talked about, there's a podcast that comes out after the show. He didn't mention anything about imps from the fifth dimension. He kind of thinks of them more as just aliens from another dimension. They're not really imps. They're not really the ones you think of, like Mr. McSixaplex, Batmite, or anybody. Nobody in particular, but Peacemaker's father calls them munchkins. And Peacemaker 1 from the first season ends up finding this Peacemaker from this new universe. Actually, the one from this universe finds him, and it's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he chases him out of the universe into the pocket dimension where all the doors are. And in quick fashion, kills himself. He ends up killing the second one. So Peacemaker, was brought up on Twitter today, has killed not only his brother, his father, and now himself. He's killed this whole entire family, including himself. This show, number one, this season has done something emotionally that the first season hasn't touched, proving that John Cena is a better actor than any other wrestler. Maybe Batista's up top.
I think Batista's got a wider range so far. I think Cena's fantastic in what he's been doing. I think Vigilante is awesome. I love Vigilante in the show. People were on Twitter. I saw people saying that Vigilante is a better Deadpool than Ryan Reynolds, which is kind of funny.
I saw that too.
It's true.
I saw that too.
And also the Peacemaker from the other universe that he is now probably going to be going back and forth between, to me, acts like the traditional Peacemaker from the comics. Even though he was only in that one scene, he was way more serious. Like, if John Cena's Peacemaker ran into that Peacemaker, he would have probably made a joke. But that Peacemaker was completely serious. And I think he kind of kills off the Peacemaker that's like comic accurate type deal. Is how I kind of took it. So, yeah, this show is awesome, and I can't wait for next week.
Let's get into some Easter eggs.
Yes.
First one we want to talk about is White Rabbit. Batman villain, more modern day, you would say. You know more about the
That's
current stuff in
I
the last
believe
20
New
years, 30 years.
52. I think
Okay.
2011 she debuted. And she's supposed to be half Puerto Rican, I want to say. So people
Okay.
were freaking out when she was cast and James Gunn not doing comic accurate stuff. But like her mother's Puerto Rican. I think her father is just white.
Okay.
So I don't know. To me, it's no big deal. Like you have the picture up there right now. Like she's fucking white. Like
Yeah.
you know, people just
Comic accurate,
but
very
yeah,
comic accurate. And that opens up the whole Batman universe before we even see a Batman.
Mhm.
Although we have seen him in Creature Commandos, which is a speculation I'm going to get to in a minute.
Yep.
The other two members we see show up in newspaper articles in the Peacemaker family home. Character called Ultra Humanite and Rainbow Creature. I have no idea who these are. These are very, very, very run-of-the-mill villains from comic books. I have no idea. I never heard of either one.
Hey James, can we get Ambush Bug in this universe, please? Can we get a little Ambush Bug? My favorite character no one's ever heard of.
Bloodhaven, also mentioned.
Yep.
Bloodhaven is kind of adjacent, kind of like if New York is Gotham, Bloodhaven is more like New Jersey. They say.
I was gonna say
It's like if Gotham wasn't run by Batman, that's what Bloodhaven would be. That's where Nightwing is from. That's all I know about it. And this picture shows up at the very, very, very end for the preview of the season. Is Joel Kinnaman back for this season? Do you think he's coming back from another dimension?
I was just saying he could be in one of the other
that.
dimensions. Yep, he could easily be in the other dimension. Or any
that would be very interesting. The other one, Sasha Bordeaux, she has a Batman connection as well. I don't know anything about her. I heard that today. Speculation, we always say, oh, maybe Superman's going to show up at the end. Do you think James Gunn has the balls to debut Batman, the actor who's going to play Batman in this show at the end? You don't think so?
I could see him debuting Booster Gold.
Okay.
I could see him bring back Blue Beetle, but I don't think we'll get a Batman. Like, I think that'll be an actual announcement with casting.
It would break the fucking internet if he showed up on this show. If it was a big name. I mean, I don't know who it would be, but Sasha Bordeaux, whoever she is the Batman connection. She works for Rick Flag Sr. You know the story from Suicide Squad. Peacemaker killed Junior. Senior's out for revenge, and that's what this whole season with his story arc is about. So that's the episode until you get to the after credits, which I have been so excited.
Before we get to the after credits, before we talk about this, I've also heard this is the worst episode in the season. So if that is true, we are in for a treat. Sean O'Connor tweeted that, and I trust him. So yeah.
I almost watched it. I almost watched it again today. That's how much I loved it.
I watched it again today.
You did?
Yeah.
The after credits scene. Every single episode of this show, if you don't know, don't skip the credits because there is an after credits bonus scene in every episode. It's usually just like because John Cena knows how to do improv, so he improvs a lot of his lines. Or there's other stuff that's mentioned in the show, so they show like a deleted scene or something that goes back to another scene earlier in the episode. This scene, he's with Harcourt. They're going up a set of stairs. And the 30 seconds to Mars digs that he gives 30 seconds to Mars is Jared Leto's band. This is the ultimate nail in the coffin for the Snyder Group, for the Snyders everywhere in the world. How did Twitter react to this scene?
A lot of people, I saw a lot of tweets about 30 Seconds to Mars is canon of the DCU before Aquaman is. They didn't like it, but then I saw some Snyder people being like, I'm glad they reshot the ending because that means the Snyderverse can be continued on separately and not have to worry about interfering with the DCU.
Right.
And the whole thing about the Snyderverse is only 2 of the actors are not problematic. And one of them has already been recast as Lobo, and the other one's Henry Cavill. So I don't know how they're going to ever restore that. Also, going back to your point about Batman breaking the internet, what if it is revealed in the last episode that Henry Cavill is Bruce Wayne in this universe?
Oh my god.
If he wants to completely
That would
fuck
destroy
Snyder, that would destroy Twitter.
That would destroy the internet. That would literally be imploded that night. Wow. Wow.
Could you imagine?
I can't even continue after that. James Gunn released the first 5 episodes to the press. Will not release 6, 7, and 8 because there's so much spoilery shit in that.
Mm-hmm.
That if people found out about it, he hasn't even given it to his publicist or anybody.
Yep.
If anybody found out about it, they would ruin the surprise. This show is a great week-to-week watch. If you've not seen Peacemaker, definitely check it out on HBO Max. First season, second
there's
season.
Definitely a big reveal. I don't know if it's going to be Green Arrow. I don't know if it's going to be something that has to do with the Lanterns. I don't know if it's going to be something that has to do with Supergirl, Superman. Like, there's going to be something big in the last couple episodes. And I'm here for it, and I can't wait.
He's saying 6 and 8 are his favorite things he's ever written, but he says that a lot. But usually when he says it, he's pretty dead on.
He does like to yap about himself. I mean, that's one thing James Gunn is good at doing, yapping about himself. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was very surprised at how well written this episode was, considering how much he wrote in the process between this, Creature Commandos, and Superman.
Doing all of it at once.
655 pages in a year. Like,
Jeez.
Yeah,
crazy output, but he's doing more than we know too, because he's doing stuff behind the scenes that we don't even know about yet. So great, cannot wait. This comes out every Thursday night, prime time, 9 p.m. So if you want to watch along, go ahead. We're gonna be talking poetically about it for the next 8 weeks or so. So I hope so too. Well, that being said, let's get into the news. And it's not a news segment without the trailer around it. I got a couple of trailers. I mentioned it last week. There's this new movie coming out called Good Boy. It's about this dog who has an owner who dies, and he's haunted by a whole bunch of ghosts. Supposedly, it's a sad story, so I'm not sure if the dog dies. I think it was revealed online, but I didn't even look it up. But it's a horror movie, ghost story movie. So I have no idea. Other than that. I think it's like 95-96% on Rotten Tomatoes, so a lot of people are liking what they've seen. So I'll keep an eye on that. Anemone, whatever it is, directed by Daniel Day-Lewis' son Ronan. Daniel Day-Lewis coming out of retirement to star in this. He's been retired for 8 years.
Yep.
And other than that, it's him, Michael Biehn, and it's going to be debuting at New York Film Festival sometime later in the year. But that's Daniel Day right there, all grown up and all grayed out. Daniel Day-Lewis, great actor. I've probably seen just a smidgen of his movies. I haven't seen a lot, but the ones I've seen,
you've seen all the heavy hitters. You've seen all the heavy hitters, right? Yeah. Last of the Mohicans. Yeah. Have you seen that?
Great movie.
Okay.
The one that Scorsese did, Gangs of New York, great. The one with the milkshake. I can't even remember the name of it. The one with Paul Dano. He's great in that too.
Yep.
I think it's where Paul Dano got his.
There Will Be Blood.
Yes, great movie. Okay. He's a great actor from what I've seen. I think that's pretty much all I've seen. So great. Not sure how this movie's going to be. Seems like it's out of my realm.
He would do like one movie every 5 years, like if that.
Yeah.
And I think. Didn't he come out of retirement for his son? Isn't his son in this movie or something? I feel like
he directed it. He directed it. Yeah.
That's why he came out of retirement, which is good because I heard the last movie he was in was not good. I think it's like got a 5.8 on it, even though it's not reliable IMDb. So
Fallout Season 2 had a teaser trailer that came out, plus the new date of that is coming out in December 17th. Season 2 on Amazon Prime. Got some new pictures from the trailer. They got New Vegas. Don't know much about the games. I know New Vegas plays a huge part in one of the games.
That's like the most popular game. Yep.
Yeah, most popular game. Other than that, a lot of people are saying that the game adaptation is spot on. We got some character posters as well that released, 3 of them with the I can't remember what the guy's name, the Ghost, and the guy who drives the machines, and the woman. I don't remember any of these names because the show came out earlier in the year or 2 years ago. But yeah, it was great. I did like the first season, so and we will talk about this season when it comes out in December. Box office last weekend, Weapons, number 1, 25 million. Freakier Friday, 14.5 million, and Nobody 2, 9.2 million. Today, Superman passed 600 million worldwide, even being out on digital. That's probably the highest accolade it's going to have, because now it's on digital, it's going to slow down quite significantly. Yep. But 600 million, not too bad to add post-COVID. So yeah, the other thing, Happy Gilmore 2, in the first 2 days of release, 2.9 billion minutes of viewing in the U.S., the highest in the 5-year history of Nielsen ratings streaming movies, the highest single week total for a movie ever. Happy Gilmore 2, you watched it. What did you think of it?
It's on Netflix. Yeah. You can watch it if you want. This has been another topic for Snyder fans on the internet, because he's haggling over money with Netflix, and they're like, "Well, you just gave Adam Sandler 150 million to make a comedy. That's way too much money." It's like, Zack Snyder is not Adam Sandler. Yeah. Like, Adam Sandler has already made Netflix like $600 million at least with his deal with them. So yeah, good for Adam Sandler, good for Netflix. The movie was trash.
It was very bad, and they shouldn't have done it this late. I mean, what is it, 30 years later? Yeah. Most of the actors have all died, so most of what you.
That's literally what the movie was. The movie was just reminding you that all the actors were dead.
Yep, that's what it was. Yep. Speaking of dead, rest in peace to Terrence Stamp, somebody we've talked about a lot this year. We talked about him a lot this year. At the beginning of the year, we talked about Superman 2 especially.
Yes, sir.
General Zod, always going to be my General Zod. And not to mention, not only that, he was in Star Wars Episode 1. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Who was he in Star Wars?
There. He was the Chancellor in before Palpatine. Palpatine took over his role as Chancellor of the Senate.
Yeah, he's
been every TV show, guest starred in everything, movies, everything. But for us, it's definitely Superman in Star Wars.
He was awesome in Rob Zombie's Halloween. He was awesome as Loomis in that movie. And obviously he was in I can't remember that name, movie from the 70s, Clockwork Orange. Fucking fantastic in that movie.
Are you thinking of Terrence Stamp, or are you thinking of what's his name from Clockwork Orange? Look that up. It's not the same guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But rest in peace to Terrence Stamp.
Yeah.
Prices are hiking up everywhere. Apple TV Plus is bumping the price up by 30% in the US. Was $9.99, now going up to $12.99. Apple TV Plus, one of those things I cancel and bring back whenever there's a show on there I want to watch. Shrinking and Ted Lasso, probably the only ones right now. It's the other one. Severance is a great show on there too. But yeah, rising prices on Apple TV. This week, Disney Plus launched ESPN Unlimited. Talked about it last week. And that is $29.99 for the first 12 months. Regularly priced at $35.99, and that includes ads. If you want ad-free, you're going to be paying $38.99 for the first 12 months, and the normal price for ad-free Hulu and Disney Plus with ESPN Unlimited is $44.99 a month. Holy shit, you might as well have cable.
Yeah, no shit.
ESPN, I was just thinking of it today. I don't know if I'm going to be watching another WWE pay-per-view, because they also announced that the first pay-per-view is going to be airing in September, that the Peacock deal for all the premium live events is now complete. I think they have one more Clash in Paris that's coming out in a couple weeks. And that's the last pay-per-view that's going to be on Peacock. And going forward, they're going to be showing up on ESPN Unlimited. I'm not sure if I'm going to ever see another pay-per-view again, because I'm not paying $30 for ESPN.
Yeah, fuck that.
Even though it's only technically I pay 20 for Disney and Hulu. However, that's ad free. If I were to pay for no commercials, I think I'm paying almost 30 for Disney Plus and Hulu.
Yep.
And then add in another 15 for ESPN. It's like, why? I'm already paying for everything else. This is getting ridiculous. But yeah. The other thing that Disney announced this week is they're pressing Hollywood creatives for movies to bring in a younger male audience, which they've lost a lot, especially during the pandemic. All these kids, Gen Z, they're calling them, are all part of the COVID generation who are used to sitting at their home, everything brought to them pretty much. And they're trying to find a brand in a meaningful way, significantly original concepts. They're seeking new IP pitches, splashy global adventures and treasure hunts, seasonal fairs, seasonal films like for Halloween. And they're blaming it a lot of this article coming out. They're blaming it on how Marvel and Lucasfilm are struggling, which is understandable after COVID. We've talked about it a lot on here too, but it's interesting to see, like, we're getting older. The younger generation is taking over the ratings, pretty much, or what people are going to be watching. And kids just are not watching television. They're not going to the movies. They're watching YouTube. They're watching TikTok. It's hard to get them to change from watching something on YouTube and TikTok and go over to a Disney Plus or to go anywhere to switch what they're watching. But I don't know. It's a weird time to be an adult for us, because all of our childhood stuff could be threatened in a way. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Announced this week, the Beatles anthology is coming out with a brand new remastered CD and LP. This came out in the 90s. The whole entire story of the Beatles. There's like five DVDs. I think it aired on like NBC or ABC. Yep. It must have been ABC.
I remember
back
that.
in that.
Yep.
And they're coming out. There was three volumes, and they're coming out with a fourth volume. They announced it. It's taking all the rest of the stuff, all footage of the making of. I think it's making of the anthology that came out in the 90s, and also the making of the new song they found last year. Now and then. They're going to be releasing this all on Disney Plus as a 9-part series with an extra episode, episode 0, coming out in November 26th, 3-episode premiere. And then they're going to air the rest of them. I don't know if it's nightly or weekly. I have no idea what this release schedule is, but it's going to be all remastered on Disney Plus. So Disney Plus has been doing that a lot with the Beatles stuff. Get Back was a great documentary, and I remember when I talked about it a lot when it came out. So I'm very interested in this. We'll see what happens. We didn't talk about it last week, but Weapons. Warner Brothers wants to make a prequel film based off the character of Weapons, the spoiler character of Weapons. I'm not going to get into it. Anybody who's not seen Weapons, number one, go see it. Great. There's a great spoiler in it. Great villain. But they want to make they pretty much want to do what they did with the Blumhouse stuff. Yeah, with all the Conjuring stuff.
Let's just not do that.
Right. And look what happened to the Conjuring. Annabelle and the other movies were horrible. They were trash compared to the Conjuring universe. Like, every Conjuring movie is the better of everything out of that whole universe. What was it? Annabelle, and what was the other one that came out?
Annabelle.
The others.
Wasn't there one that like seemed like it was connected, but it wasn't though? I know
there was one a Mexican one. I can't remember what the name of that one was.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I watched them all last year, and the Conjuring movies were the best ones. And this is threatening to do the same thing with Weapons, which would suck. Even though I kind of do want to see an origin of this character, but I don't want them to ruin what Weapons was. And I would hope that Kreger, is that the guy's name that directed this and wrote it and everything? I would hope he'd step in and say, "Don't touch my characters." Yeah. I'm not sure if he's even in. I'm not even sure if he's in charge of this. This is all a Warner Brothers movie, so maybe they have the rights to it. I don't know. But yeah, this will be on digital soon enough. And I cannot wait to watch it again. I was actually thinking of it this week of wow, I want to go back and watch that and see where everything connected. It goes back to the beginning. You see stuff in the beginning that gets answered towards the end. Reminiscent of a lot of 90s thriller movies.
I agree.
We mentioned it last week when we talked about it. But Doctor Who. BBC is saying they will be, with or without Disney, they will be back depending on if Disney renews their deal or not. All signs pointing to them not, but they will be back on BBC somehow, some way. Yeah, Doctor Who's kind of lost the luster that it had when I first started watching 15 years ago. I mean, the show's been out for 70 years, 80 years now, 70, 80 years, I don't remember. But yeah, The Office spinoff, The Paper, been talking about it a lot because it comes out on September 4th. First episode was supposed to premiere. Now, all 10 episodes are debuting on September 4th, which could mean two things.
It's
number one,
really bad or not.
Really bad, and they just want to get it out of the way.
Yep.
Or they just want to do that. They've done that with Ted. Ted was a great show. They released it all at once on Peacock. So I don't know. I'm not going to speculate that it's bad, although that is kind of what everybody's saying.
I mean, they also dropped Five Nights at Freddy's, and they had the review embargo lifted like the day it came out, and that ended up making them a shit ton of money. So, and like you said, Ted was a really good show. So
that's a Netflix model too. Netflix has been doing that, although Netflix has been splitting up their seasons to get more people watching 6 weeks later, like with Wednesday and with Stranger Things, they're splitting it in 3. But yeah, we got some character posters for The Paper as well. I can't wait for it. I love The Office. I don't have much hope for it. The only person they brought back was Oscar, which is kind of a cool thing, but we'll see. Got brand new character posters for Wicked. Wicked for Good comes out exactly 3 months from a couple days ago. Very excited for that. We'll be seeing that opening night. Cat in the Hat delayed for 9 months. It's supposed to come out February 2026, in the middle of winter. What was a stupid date anyway? Now coming out November 6th. I believe the studios are moving to a more holiday movies rather than Memorial
a movie
Day
like this
weekends.
Especially like a movie like this is like should be a November release. It should never have been. February is where you.
That's a perfect
January and February is where you dump like horror movies and like other shit you don't like, movies like The Beekeeper you don't expect to do a lot of money with, you know.
Yeah. So that'll be out in November, a holiday season of 2026. Zack Snyder announced his next project, The Last Photograph. Follows a man searching for his missing niece and nephew after the murders of their parents. With the help of a photographer, the only man to see the killers. How's the internet taking that? How's the Snyder?
I think good. They're mad about him haggling with Netflix over money and about how much money Netflix gave Adam Sandler apparently is an issue and has to do with Snyder. But I'm happy. He's been trying to get this movie made since I believe he got the rights before he was with DC. I believe it's based on a book, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe a short story. And he's had the rights. They've been trying to get it off the ground for like 15 years at this point. So good for him. It's a true passion project. It'll be interesting to see him do a movie though that doesn't necessarily require much visual aid, considering that's where he shines the best, is when he can visually make something impressive. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to everything Snyder does. I'm a fan of him. I'm not a fan of his fans, but I'm looking forward to it.
Something I'm looking forward to, coming out in theaters October 17th, but coming out on Netflix on November 7th, Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro starring Jacob Elordi as the Frankenstein monster and Oscar Isaac as Dr. Frankenstein. Trailer looks awesome. These are the posters Netflix released this week. Looks great. Cannot wait for that. Started filming, coming out next year. Super Troopers 3 was announced yesterday, and they are filming currently. And they brought back the cast from the first movie, including Brian Cox, and the girl who was in it. So, did not like the second one. I'm sure I won't like the third one either, but they are bringing back the original cast from the first movie. And
I completely forgot they even did a second one, and I love the first movie.
I didn't. The first movie is a great movie.
First one's great. I forgot the second one existed. I don't know if I even saw it.
Yeah, second one is not that good, if I remember.
Yeah.
Empire magazine has a Running Man on the cover for the October issue. Have you seen the original Running Man with Arnold?
I actually have not. I've been waiting.
Oh, good.
I got it. There's like a 10-pack of Stephen King movies for like $10 on iTunes 1 month.
That's good. That's a good deal.
So it's been sitting there, and then like a year after I got that, they announced the remake. So I've literally just been waiting until right before the remake to watch it. So we'll watch it together for the first time.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll watch that in October, as well as I need to see the Tron Legacy that came out like a decade ago. I need to watch that. Yep. Joining the cast of Highlander. Speaking of Henry Cavill, joining the cast of Highlander, Karen Gillan, Scott in her own right, going to be joining the cast along with Russell Crowe, Dave Bautista, Marissa Bella, I don't know who that is, and Henry Cavill with this weird fucking haircut. I have to put it in the YouTube because Henry Cavill has let his hair grow out to a mullet, to a long, not even a mullet, just long hair.
That was his hair before he did Superman. He had longer hair when he was younger, so he's just growing it out again.
He looks a lot like Ultraman.
He does.
That's what he looks a lot like what Ultraman looks like.
Probably why the rumors started after the trailer where you could see Ultraman's hair.
Nicolas Cage in talks to join the cast of True Detective Season 5 that came out yesterday. I have no idea there's a trailer about this. I have not seen it. There's a documentary called From Kanye to Ye in Whose Name? All about Kanye West. This was filmed with Kanye's consent by a filmmaker that he brought into his life right during the time when him and Kim Kardashian broke up. And supposedly there's a lot of explosive stuff that Kanye says and does in this documentary. That's, if he's not already canceled, it would have canceled him even further. Supposedly a trailer came out. I haven't seen it yet. But this comes out sometime in October, I believe. I'm not really sure much about it, but have to keep an eye on that. I saw this today. I needed to mention this too. Michael Shannon's going to be playing U.S. President James Garfield in a Netflix assassination drama called Death by Lightning.
Nice. He's a great actor.
He looks just like James Garfield if you've ever seen a picture of him. And I like Michael Shannon. Yeah, you're right. There's a movie with Michael Shannon. Have you ever seen it called Midnight Special?
No.
It's a sci-fi movie of him trying to save this kid of this alien invasion or some shit. I bought this maybe a decade ago. Have never watched it. We have to look into that and see if it had really good reviews and everything. And it's Michael Shannon, who we both really love. So I have to keep an eye on that. And maybe bring that back up later on at another time. But, the Weasley kids of Harry Potter have all been cast and brought together during filming of the first season of Harry Potter for HBO. Don't know any of their names, but they're all redheaded gingers, and they're all the Weasley kids, including the twins, including Ginny Weasley, who ends up being Mrs. Harry Potter. Announced this week from the Spider-Verse duo Phil Lord and Chris Miller, Archie Comics is going to be a movie.
Okay.
Tackle every IP, I guess.
I guess so.
Getting into the video games this week, PlayStation 5 announced that the United States prices are going to be rising by $50. The PlayStation 5, the regular edition was $500, going up to $549. The digital was $450, going up to $500. PS5 Pro, which was $699, now going up to $749.99, the price of a personal computer.
Yes.
We're being priced out of gaming, Kevin. Remember when we used to go and buy an Xbox for $300 back in 2001? We're being priced out. Games. Speaking of Xbox, the Ally, which is their version of the PlayStation Portable, their portable Xbox, coming out October 16th.
It's basically a Steam Deck.
It's a Steam Deck with Xbox and Microsoft built in and all that. But I think I have a picture of this here. Michael Myers, Halloween, going to be turning into a video game coming out in 2026. Put the mask on and you become the slasher. You can begin the civilians and try to run away from and unaware town folks before it's too late. So it's a single player, multiplayer horror experience. Other than that, the little trailer came out. There's a video game, something going on, conference going on somewhere, Gamescom or something. I can't remember what they called it. But the biggest thing that came out of that was Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, where you play Batman through different appearances in film in Lego, from Christian Bale's to Robert Pattinson. I think Michael Keaton's in there. I believe they're tackling every aspect of Batman in film and television, except for
Batfleck,
Ben Affleck.
apparently.
Supposedly. We're not really sure on that, but
I heard his Batmobile is in it, or they think his Batmobile is in it, so we'll see.
Yeah, I did see the Tumblr.
So.
Did you see the Tumblr? The guy from What We Do in the Shadows, Matt Berry is playing Bane, doing the Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. Of course, that scene right there replayed in Lego form is the Batman with Robert Pattinson. This game, on paper, Lego games are what they are. However, they're taking all of the gameplay from the Arkham games, which are some of the best video games ever, and they're putting it into a Lego game. Yeah. So look, the whole entire run of this game is going to be the same kind of play that you're doing in the Arkham games. And yeah, it's going to be just a love letter to Batman.
I can't wait.
Like. So yeah, it sounds really good. Popcorn buckets. The Conjuring coming out with an Annabelle one. Conjuring: Last Rites comes out September 5th. Annabelle's gonna have a popcorn bucket. So
that's a dope bucket. Not gonna lie.
There you go. If you want that. Let's get into some swag.
Swag. Stuff we all get.
Come on, son. You know that's right.
This is a Hot Toys figure of
Jesus Christ.
Of Darth Vader Anakin.
That is
looks like
sexy.
Looks like it's from Obi-Wan.
I was saying it looks like it's from Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Because
awesome. Obi-Wan attacked him like that.
Because he has the half face, yeah.
Yeah. Lego announced Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the Chocolate River, the boat, Oompa Loompas, all the candy, including Willy Wonka's office with all the stuff cut in half. Lots of and I think it's like $250, something like that.
Oh, that's not bad. That's cheap for a Lego set.
Yeah. This picture, my slides are still loading slow this week for some reason. Let me just give me a second. This picture was released online this week of a watch party for Superman coming out on digital. Everybody excited. Oh, yeah, great. One of these people is not like the other, and that is Ray Nicholson, son of Jack Nicholson. What is he doing at the table for a DCU show being shown at James Gunn's house? I'm guessing he's a friend. However, how is the internet not speculating that he's part of the DCU in some way, shape, or form?
They've been speculating that he's the new Joker for months.
Interesting.
Since Smile. I believe since the second Smile movie. Everyone's like, he's going to be the Joker. Because all he does in that movie is smile. And he has a great smile.
Is that movie good? Smile?
The first one's good. He's in the second one. Second one has, I love the first scene with Zach, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but that scene's awesome. And then the movie itself isn't that good. First one's actually a really good movie. You can put that on the list for October because I'll rewatch that, the first one. Second one has Jack Nicholson's son just smiling the entire time. That's like the best part of the movie.
I'll always remember his name because his name is Ray. Easy to remember. Superman Saga. James Gunn's talking all about Peacemaker, and people are asking him questions about Superman, this movie that he's written, the semi-sequel to Superman. He's saying that the Superman Saga, the whole entire story of Superman, is going to be told probably of 4 movies. Supergirl, Superman, Supergirl, whatever he's writing now, and then a final movie in the 4. The other thing he's talked about is he mentioned this on Twitter and reposting somebody. Asked if he had a problem recasting a role in DC if an actor can't continue that role, and he says, "If an actor can't continue a role, I'll change the actor, no problem."
I like
great
that
mindset,
approach.
I guess. Yeah, great mindset.
I was always of the, even though it would have hurt everyone involved in the production, I was always of the mindset of recasting T'Challa. But that was just a tough situation. Really couldn't do much about it. But
that was more of the legacy on Chadwick than anything.
Yeah, I think they decided to, instead of recasting, they decided to basically dedicate an entire movie to him as a person, as a character, his character too. But I like this idea because, like, it's true. What if David Corenswet gets sick, or somebody gets sick and they can't film? You know, it makes more sense to recast than just kind of write them out. If they're needed for that project.
Yeah. And you don't have to change the whole aesthetic of a movie because you change the actor. Kind of like they did in the 90s with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to change. You don't have to Schumacher the hell
James
out of
Bond's been doing it since the fucking 60s. So.
Yep. And the movies have pretty much stayed the same feel since then. Saying that the Superman follow-up movie takes place within a group of characters we've already met, and Superman is an important element to that. We've been speculating it could be a Justice Gang movie. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. Ryan Reynolds reportedly going to return as Deadpool in Deadpool in Avengers Doomsday. We mentioned it last week. He posted that flag. But he's not going to be joining the Avengers team. They're speculating he could be joining the Doom team, whoever that is. We'll have to wait and see on that. Currently filming Spider-Man Brand New Day, and spotted on set of Spider-Man Brand New Day was a poster with the title Symbiosis on the set. Written underneath of it from David and Todd. Todd McFarlane, of course, the creator of Venom. I don't know who David is, but Todd McFarlane, definitely the creator. And I think David is a creator too. I don't know who they're talking about, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Florence Pugh reportedly also going to be returning as Yelena. Hasn't been announced, but in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Okay, interesting. And finally in news, the greatest casting I have seen in a while, and we don't even know who he's playing. I just loved him so much in Severance. Tremel Tillman, who did a great job in Severance season 1 and 2, has joined the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day. No idea who he's playing. Speculation's running wild who it could be. A lot of people are saying Norman Osborn. They're saying he's a villain. Saying that he's going to be doing a villain role of some kind. Also saying it's not the main villain. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Speculation from what I just said, speculation has been Tombstone. That has been debunked by insiders, I guess. People who write that shit online. But speculation from fans and everybody's saying, well, he would be a great Norman Osborn if they wanted to go that route. And go down the Green Lantern route. The other movie he was in that you have seen was the new Mission Impossible. He was in that. He was in the submarine with Tom Cruise. He's the one that ran the submarine. But he's great in Severance. Well, that's it for news. That's it for the show this week. Next week, we'll talk about the penultimate episode of Dexter Resurrection, episode 4 of Alien Earth, episode 2 of Peacemaker. We'll talk all about that. I've been currently watching Band of Brothers. I'm going to talk all about the series next week. I'm halfway through it. I didn't want to get into this week because there's just a lot of actors I want to talk about. I want to talk about how the show was created and everything that it's doing for the World War II 80th anniversary stuff next week. I want to talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. I have it. 28 years later, I have that. We're going to talk and review those. The Stans documentary, the Eminem documentary, comes out on Paramount in 4 days on the 26th. Try to watch that for next week. We're going to talk about that. Getting great reviews. That's going to be our big review next week besides Jurassic World Rebirth, which I'm not sure if that's going to be considered a big review, but it'll be a review nonetheless. And yeah, that's it. And we'll talk to everybody next week. Until then, peace.
We're the Geek Blurb crew, here to enlighten you. Talking all things geeky, from movies to wrestling to our podcast is the place where you want to be for all the latest news and nostalgia from the 80s and 90s. We review comic book flicks and sci-fi hits, riding the wave of action movies with all the cool bits. From Iron Man to Star Wars, we cover it all. And when it comes to wrestling, we never drop the ball. Cheap Blur, we're the kings of the nerds, rating movies and pineapples, our opinions never blur. Join us each week for a geeky chat with the latest scoop and a dose of nostalgia that. So if you're a fan of the comic book craze, or a lover of sci-fi and all its maze, tune in to Cheap Blur, we're here to entertain, bringing you the best in geekdom, it's our domain.